Wow.
We are so great to see you. You look fantastic. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you so much. That was really nice, guys.
I mean, there's such a buzz around the whole block in New York City, just the fact that you're here. We're so excited.
Really?
Well, yeah, we
Aw.
got to talk about Midnights. Congrats on this,
Thanks.
bud. I just want to break down a couple of things. In just one day of sales, it became the top-selling album of the year already. Yeah, in just one day of sales of the whole year. Midnights broke Spotify's record for most streams in a day. Today, the top 10 songs on Apple Music and Spotify are from Midnights. You can plug your ears, because I'm just going to keep going.
No, I like it too much.
Rolling Stone called Midnights an instant classic in their 5-star review. Rolling Stone. And right now, this album is on track to sell well over 1 million copies in its first week. That is history, buddy.
That's
Congratulations.
unbelievable. Yeah.
How are you feeling? Is it a lot? Is it exciting? Are you freaking?
I'm beside myself.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, it's actually, it's a concept record, but it's my first directly autobiographical album in a while, because the last album that I put out was a re-record of my album Red. So that has some space, you know. I wrote that stuff a decade ago. Folklore and Evermore, it was like story time. It was like mythology. Like, I'm creating a character. They went and did this and felt this way.
Yes.
So I'm feeling very overwhelmed by the fans' love for the record. I'm also feeling like very soft and fragile. So it's
everything.
The two can exist at once, but the fact that the fans have done this, like the breaking of the records and the going out to the stores and getting it. It's like, you know, I'm 32, so we're considered geriatric pop stars.
No, I don't think so.
They start trying to put us out to pasture at age 25. I'm just happy to be here.
No. I mean, that's so funny. Oh, you're just getting started, buddy. You're just getting started.
Oh.
You said a lot of this album is made out of 13 stories, 13 sleepless nights throughout your life.
Yeah.
Is it tough? I mean, I don't know how you do it. Do you just get up and go in the middle of your or you know, record something on your phone, or you jot something down, and you're like, this is something, I don't even know if it's good, I'm blurting it out. Or do you go like, oh, this has got a good hook?
I kind of do all of that.
Yeah, at once.
I love writing songs, poems, stories, scripts. I love writing those things because there's a part of it that I don't quite understand how it comes to fruition. There's something so mysterious about writing, but I've found that the more I write, the more I keep writing. I don't know what's been going on, but in the last 6 or 7 years, I've just been constantly making things, and the more things I make, the happier I am.
Yeah.
So I've just continued to do it.
Yeah.
I'm just happy you guys like that.
No, we love it. It's
So yeah, some of them, sometimes it feels completely involuntary. Sometimes like your day is completely interrupted by a hook or a lyric or just a thing on piano, or sometimes you don't know what the place for it is going to be, but I just am always reaching for my phone and recording things.
And do you know Mastermind is going to be the 13th track?
Yeah.
Wow. That's meta. That's meta right there. That is so Mastermind.
I think over the years, my fans and we kind of have a really funny sort of, like, they tease me a lot, and I enjoy it.
You do, yeah.
And one of the things they like to make fun of me for is the kind of cryptic, needing to plan things out, and like, I think we've just stopped pretending it's accidental at this point.
Now it's fun. Now it's part of it.
Stopped.
It's almost like you write like 5 albums just for one album, because you're like, no, this has to mean this and this has. The way you listed just the names of the tracks was so exciting. We were freaking out.
Thank you for saying that was exciting. I was
loved
hoping
it.
people were like.
I loved it. It was so fun. You have with the bingo balls going around.
Yeah, I posted videos on TikTok of me with a vintage bingo cage, like with the handle. And I just announce track, one at a time.
And people, including me, I go, oh, I think that'll be my favorite song.
It's so
without even hearing the song.
It's so cool to hear you say that, because that was just me, I don't know, with my phone and a bingo cage.
On this one, you collaborate with some very fun people. I saw Zoe Kravitz is listed. We love her.
Yes.
Lana Del Rey.
Yes.
Amazing. And then I saw on drums, is it Dylan O'Brien?
Dylan O'Brien.
I'm sorry.
So,
is he a drummer even?
He is.
Wow.
And, not a lot of people know that.
I did not know that.
And now they do.
Yeah.
But I love to make things with my friends. I love to work with my friends. I think that the experience of making something is just as important as how proud you are of it in the end. And I think it really informs how proud I am of something if I had a really joyful experience making something. This is a pretty dark album, but I'd say I had more fun making it than any album I've ever made.
Isn't that interesting?
Because I don't think that art and suffering have to be holding hands all the time. I think you can write songs about pain or grief or suffering or loss or hard things that you go through in life. Shame, love to write about that one. Self-loathing, I could go on. But I think I think, with time and with the more albums I put out, making albums and making things and writing things feels like a way to sort of like suck the poison out of a snake bite.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're
putting
it in the music, you're putting it in a song, and it could be the most harrowing song you have ever heard, but we had a blast making it.
Good.
And with Snow on the Beach, which features the genius Lana Del Rey.
Yes.
You should.
And
so, very lucky to have collaborated with her on that. And Dylan was actually in the studio with me and Jack, because a lot of the time we record at his place, and Dylan was just hanging out, like drinking wine with us and listening to stuff. And he was just trying out the drum kit there. He wasn't serious.
Yeah.
But we were.
That's how it happens.
As I said, we were drinking wine, and so we were just sort of like, oh, we haven't recorded the drums for this one yet. See if you want to. And he played the drums on the song.
Is that right?
Yeah, sometimes it just happens like that.
But did you know him before the film all too well? Or?
So no, I didn't. I reached out to him to be in the short film for All Too Well, because I had always really loved his work. I also felt like he seemed like a very quick-witted person, and I knew that
he's funny.
I wanted the character to be charming. I wanted that sort of charming, quick cleverness and the charisma to be why we love the character, because there's a lot of complexity to that character that makes us not love him as much. So I wanted Dylan to bring something.
His layers,
to the character to make us, love him, and I do think that was achieved in the short film. Meanwhile, Dylan and I become really close friends. Jack becomes really close friends with Dylan. We all start hanging out all the time. It's the same with Sadie Sink, who was in it. I've been very lucky to work with really nice, really talented people, and that's not something I ever take for granted. And a lot of the time, we end up really good friends.
But is it because you've done the albums, you've done the re-recordings, but also you haven't toured in like 4 years.
I
know. We want you to.
I think I should do it.
Are we talking sooner than later?
No, I should do it.
Yeah. When it's time, you'll let us know.
When it's time, we'll do it. I miss it. I really miss it. I miss, when you write songs and you're proud of the songs and you have the fans reacting.
Yeah.
The most potent way that you can see them react is when you're looking into their faces. Do you know what I mean? I miss that a lot. I really miss that connection.
They're looking at you right now. They're
laughing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm thinking something like it's like this, but with singing.
Yeah, okay, good.
So.
By the way, I saw you receive a doctorate from NYU, and you had a very great speech. You're a doctor, Dr. Taylor Swift. Sorry, I should have announced you earlier as doctor.
No, it's
Introduce
fine.
you as doctor.
It's
I'm
fine.
sorry,
I
I'm just getting used to it. Yeah. And you said, you made a funny joke. You're like, I'm a doctor, but I'm not the doctor you need. In case of an emergency, do not call me.
Yeah.
But you call me if you need me to name breeds of cats.
Yep.
You know, I could be a doctor at that. And you said, like, I could name, like, I don't know, 50 breeds of cats or something like that.
Yeah, that was me committing an act of extreme hyperbole.
Yeah.
With the 50 I think I was like, I can name 50 cats in 5 seconds. I was trying to make a joke. I don't think I can actually do that.
Well, we were actually thinking, can you see how many cats you can name in 30 seconds? And just do it? If you can't, I mean, we have the time, right? We have a clock.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see how many cat breeds you can name in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Taylor Swift.
When is it dark? No, don't start it now.
No, don't start.
Wait till
Stop.
You have to say go. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is really serious.
Yeah, it really was.
Okay. You have to say when you say go.
When I say go, you already have your first one?
Yeah.
Okay. On your mark, get set, go.
Scottish Fold, Ragdoll, Ragamuffin, Maine Coon, British short hair, exotic short hair, American short hair, Devon Rex, Cornish Rex, Sphinx cat, Abyssinian, Persian, Siberian, Burmese, Norwegian forest cat, Ossa cat, Bengal, Bombay cat, Russian blue. Is there a British blue? Munchkin cat, a black cat, a calico cat, a cat that knocks pens off of desks.
No!